Hi, I'm Jessica Lahr, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here on Wednesday, September 13th, 2017. We are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, and joining me is Jim Sinicropi and Josh Durso.
Here we are.
Welcome, gentlemen. How you doing?
Great. Weather's great.
Yeah.
I know. I was thinking of you guys. You must be ready for golf.
Feels like late summer again.
Yeah.
Which is good because it is still summer.
Yeah, well.
Until the 21st?
Until the 21st.
Yes,
We're going to
this is
suck
true.
every last day out of this.
I bet. Are you golfing this afternoon?
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
Days are getting a little shorter. Getting a little tougher to get those
Dark
evening rounds
about
in.
7:30.
Yeah.
It gets a little too dark about 7:30. It really goes fast. So you're losing like 10 minutes a week at least.
Yeah.
I know.
So, but a lot of good things about fall.
And pretty soon we'll be changing our clocks.
Yep.
Oof. That's right. It will be.
November, right? Or last week of October, or is it later in November?
It's October now.
But yeah, I was going to say, I think it's October.
It's October now.
Okay. It's always fun when it first happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
timing's
get
always
that
good for
extra.
Halloween because it means
Right.
it's dark earlier for when the kids go trick-or-treating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's really important.
Of course.
That's right.
It's all about the kids.
It's all about the kids. Well, there's exciting talk about what's going on this weekend here in Seneca Falls. Do you want to fill us in on
Well,
the
every other
details?
year they have the National Women's Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Seneca Falls, and that is this Saturday, beginning at 2:30 at New York Chiropractic College, and we'll be live streaming it like we always do.
Yeah.
And I've been to several of these now, and it's just amazing the women that come. And when they give their induction speeches, they tell their stories, and some of them are just amazing. So this year we'll hear from Matilda Raffa Cuomo, former First Lady of New York, Dr. Temple Grandin, who's really an amazing story. She's an autistic woman who developed, basically transformed livestock handling systems. So she would look at the way that the livestock were handled and how they were really depressed. They weren't happy. And so she kind of changed the way that they move around the farm and in and out of the stalls, I guess, and really transformed the whole industry. And she saw these things as an autistic person.
Yeah,
So
that's really neat.
that'll be interesting to hear from her. Lorraine Hansberry, an African-American playwright. Victoria Jackson, who was an innovative in cosmetics more from a health standpoint. Sherry Lansing, first woman to have headed a major film studio in 20th Century Fox. Claire Booth Luce, I think she's passed away, so there's a couple that won't be there that will have someone speaking on their behalf. But she was the editor of Vanity Fair magazine, a frontline female European and Asian war journalist in World War II, two-term U.S. Congresswoman, and the first woman to be appointed U.S. ambassador to a major nation. First it was Italy, then Brazil. Amy Mullins, she's an amputee who was a defense analyst for the Pentagon at age 17.
That's wild.
And she also was the first to conceive of and wear those cheetah-style prosthetics that all the runners wear now, the amputee runners.
Yep.
Carol A. Mutter was the first woman Marine three-star general and the first woman to be qualified as a command center crew commander for the space shuttle at the U.S. Space Command Center. Dr. Janet D. Rowley, a geneticist whose research first established that cancer is actually a genetic disease. Alice Waters, chef, author, and food activist, a champion of local sustainable agricultural produce for over 4 decades, credited with popularizing the organic food movement. So all these women will be in Seneca Falls on Saturday. I know it's going to be nice out, so if you don't watch the stream live, you can always watch it on demand, but it's certainly, I look forward to the induction speeches. They're inspiring and amazing, and it's a big weekend here in Seneca Falls for sure.
Huge.
I know. I wish I was going to be here. I'll be in Connecticut.
You
so.
can watch the stream.
Maybe.
Yeah, or
Maybe
watch
if I'm
it on
able
demand
to,
later. But the nice thing about watching on demand is you can jump to just the speeches. So,
Right.
so it's a long. It'll be about 2 to 3 hour stream webcast, and I look forward to it every year.
Yeah, it's wonderful. You'll be able to be there and share it with all of us. So I'm sure I'll be able to recap if I can't watch it on Thursday. So, all right. Well, what does this weekend look like for weather?
Fantastic. Friday night, chance of showers, just a little chance of showers, maybe a thunderstorm after 3 p.m., like 20%, but otherwise partly sunny, high near 77. Overnight lows from Friday to Saturday down to about 60, and then Saturday, mostly sunny, high near 79.
Nice.
Perfect weather for being inside watching a Women's Hall of Fame ceremony. But Saturday night, partly cloudy, low around 61. Sunday, mostly sunny, high near 80. Sunday night, low of around 61. Then heading into next week, still staying warm with just a 30% chance of showers on Monday. And it's just fantastic weather. Fantastic weather.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we'll take it while we can.
Loving it.
All right, well, let's take a look at our weekend events since we know what the weather looks like. There will be an exhibition polo match at the Finger Lakes Racetrack on Saturday starting at 5 p.m. featuring retired track horses to benefit the Thoroughbred Adoption Program. Just for $5 for grass seating or $30 for VIP tent seating. For tickets, call 585-905-7457.
So these thoroughbred race horses, when they can no longer race, it's not a good end for the poor horses. But they live for quite a few years after that. So a lot of them have been repurposed for polo and to raise money for the adoption program for these thoroughbreds. So pretty interesting to have a nice polo match here in Farmington. So it might be worth checking out for $5, right?
Right. Yeah, $5 for grass seating. Cool. Also on Saturday, it's the 3rd annual Kettle Fest at Kettle Ridge Maples and Honey Farm in Victor, running from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Live music, top quality artisan vendors, food trucks, and local craft beer, wine, and cider. Admission is only $6 with children under 13 for free. So that sounds fun too. If you are near Palmyra on Friday night, check out their historic Ghost Walk tour for a haunting walk around town from 8 to 10 p.m. Hear the chilling history of Palmyra while making your way to the Palmyra Historical Museum.
Apparently that museum's one of the most haunted places around, so
really,
maybe you'd see a ghost.
Oh.
And that's part of it too. It's a ghost hunt at the end.
Right.
Oh.
Not just a ghost encounter, but like a ghost hunt. You are seeking them out.
Ooh, no thanks.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Well, how'd that go?
I was probably like 17. It was at my friend's grandma's house, and I don't know. What I saw wasn't what I was seeing. I literally did one of these things. And then I turned around. It was still there? We were sleeping in in a bed together, and I turn around and tap her to wake up to show her. Mm-hmm. And then I looked back as she was waking up, and it was gone.
What was it?
It was a woman and a boy.
Wow. I've never seen a ghost. I'd love to.
Well, and then so after that,
opportunity.
Her family started pouring out all of these stories about this house.
So they've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your friend saw it too.
Nice of them, no one to just give you the heads up. Hey,
Well, and she had never, but her mom and her uncle had experienced it when they were kids growing up in that house. And so, it's pretty crazy. But I don't need to be hunting them down.
No.
All right, let's see. Where are we? Oh, Longacre Farms in Macedon is open for their 20th season on Saturday and Sunday, featuring one of the best corn mazes in the area. I've heard about this corn maze, but we've never been.
Mm-hmm. It's big, and not this weekend, but coming up, I think next weekend they start the midnight corn or the midnight maze action. It's not really midnight, but after dark you do it.
Yeah.
So corn mazes are crazy, and that's kind of a new phenomenon in the last 10, 15 years. I don't remember corn mazes in my youth, but corn maze.
Yeah, I don't think I remember doing that either, but they're a pretty big deal.
I think I'd get claustrophobic, but apparently they have help if you need it.
Oh, good.
So you don't lose your mind out there in the cornfield.
That's good.
I mean, you could just walk straight through and follow the row.
No, well, I suppose
if you really got that much of a that
but that could be worse too. These cornfields are big.
Right.
So you walk straight through, you might be walking for a while.
And end up somewhere you didn't expect to end up. All right. Also this weekend, take a fall sky ride at Bristol Mountain on Saturday. Wings and Wheels Seaplane Homecoming and Car Show on Saturday and Sunday is in Hammondsport. Celebrate the completion of the Washington Street Cemetery and Arch in Geneva on Sunday. The Canandaigua Farmers Market on Saturday at the New York State Wine and Culinary Center from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And, of course, more events at our community calendar at fingerlakes1.com. So there's quite a bit going on this weekend.
No reason not to get out this weekend.
Yeah.
And when the weather is good as it is right now, this might be one of the peak weekends to take advantage of in the next few.
That's true. That's true. And I won't even be here.
Leaves just starting to change.
Yeah, I know.
They're starting to.
I saw leaves falling the other day.
Really?
Yesterday or the day before. Mm-hmm. They were, the whole tree wasn't colored, but leaves were falling, so. All right, well, what do we have going on in the news this week, Josh?
So obviously, yesterday, Tuesday, was Primary Tuesday.
Yeah.
Lots of election news. James Ritz won the Republican primary for district attorney in Ontario County. He received more than 54% of the vote against Kitty Carl, who won the Reform Party primary. So they will be facing off again in November. She also won the Conservative and Independence lines. Independence, not independent lines. So this is really just sort of like a tune-up for what will be the main event in a couple months. Incumbent Barry Porsche won his primary against Joe Sapio. It was labeled a decisive victory for Porsche, who received more than 60% of votes from Republicans. All of the Democratic primary had more than 800 votes cast. All write-ins, so nothing official yet in terms of they will actually be going through those today.
Big deal there is if Sapio goes to win the Democratic line, we'd have a race in November. If he doesn't, then it's pretty much going to be Porsche's walk. I don't even know if Sapio will contest if he didn't win the Democratic line.
Well, he will most likely be on the independents and conservative lines, so he should be appearing somewhere on the ballot. But, of course,
big win for Porsche, though.
Big win for Porsche, and to really contend in any of these races, you need to be on one of the two major lines, generally speaking. The big upset throughout the whole region really was the Junius supervisor primary. Greg Wadhams, who is the incumbent, lost to Ernie Brownell, a board member in his own town. He will now face off against Ron Servin, a Democrat who has previously sat on the town as that lead post in Junius before, and on the County Board of Supervisors. Some of the other stuff we've been covering, it's a big year for apples. Apples. You like apples? New York, apparently, this year, with the way the weather has been good for much, but it's been good for apples.
Oh, good.
So rest easy knowing that the apple crop is going to be great this fall, and you can make all of the apple crisp and apple pies.
Go apple picking, go to the apple fest.
Sauce.
Sure, applesauce. Also, and lots of other news on fingerlakes1.com, and complete primary results, county by county, town by town. Every single vote, every single number is online or right on the app. If you just want to tap the app, it's a lot easier, for sure.
Sure is.
True that.
Thank you, Josh. Well, let's have a look at our top local photos. We do have more than we had last week.
This is the best batch in totality of photos. They're all incredible.
I feel like you say that every week.
Well,
so now we have a hard decision to make.
Hold on to your hats if you like photos
this is
of the Finger Lakes. Here we go.
The captions sound good. Okay, first up, Nancy L. Wright captured this gorgeous sunset over a Barrington farm on the eastern shore of Keuka Lake on Wednesday. Oh, wow.
Fiery.
Delivered
beautiful.
Right there.
Gorgeous. This butterfly was photographed by Mike Sargent as it found one of the last sunflowers of the season on Thursday in Farmington. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a good one. My goodness, look at that.
I know.
That looks like one of those default wallpapers that Windows XP came with back in the day.
Totally. Yep, you're right. Diane Dersch captured this blue heron sitting in the water surrounded by reflections of the clouds above at sunset on Friday at Montezuma National Wildlife Refuge. Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
This is quite the time of year to go to Montezuma.
Yes.
Some real activity out there.
Mm-hmm. Diane also sent in this shot at Montezuma on Friday night as the sun sparkled off the waters as it was setting. Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fiery sunset photos this week.
Beautiful. And one more from Diane on Friday at Montezuma as the colorful clouds reflected in the water. Oh, my goodness.
That's really cool.
That looks like another one of those pictures.
Looks like almost the Rocky Mountains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get that feeling for sure. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
But it's not. It's Montezuma.
Pat O'Connell shared this panoramic view of the Trinity Episcopal Church on Van Cleef Lake in Seneca Falls on Saturday.
I really like this one. I don't know exactly what it is, but I really like this one.
I've never seen, how many times have we seen pictures of this gorgeous church? But I've never seen one from that angle before.
It's the depth of field with the
trees
plants
and then
right
the
there
water
in
and
the
then-
front.
yeah.
It sets the whole thing.
Clouds.
And the
Yeah.
lake continuing on well
Just-
beyond the church there.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
And the sky. It's
well framed
Quality.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
top-notch.
Rachel Burkholder was at Sampson State Park on Friday, where the weather was changeable throughout the afternoon with dark clouds mixing with sunshine.
It was a crazy day. It was
Yes.
beautiful, and then it was pouring, and then it was
Yep.
beautiful again within a matter of 15 minutes of each other.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That
It's
is a very-
beautiful.
That is a very fall look right there to me. That like the sky. That is a very fall signature fall in the Finger Lakes.
Fall is coming before the leaves turn. From late Thursday on Lake Ontario, Chris Trine sends this shot of a storm just off the shore near the Sodas Point Lighthouse. What?
Two
Yeah.
different colors of water right there.
Yin
You
and
could
yang.
split, you
Yep.
could split that down the middle, and wow, that's crazy. I've never seen a shot like that of the lighthouse either. Very cool. All right, finally we have a pair of sunrise photos from Rachel Burkholder, both from Saturday morning on Seneca Lake, as seen from the Geneva lakefront. So this is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's
Oh
the
my
second one.
goodness.
So pick a favorite. Good luck.
I
this
don't
week.
think I can. Do we have to? Oh my gosh. I don't need, they were all so good.
I'm gonna go with the very last photo we looked at, Rachel's second sunrise photo. We get a lot of sunsets, but I feel like we don't get as many sunrises.
No, you're
And while
right.
there are a lot of them that I could say, the Seneca, if I'm picking a runner-up also, that Seneca Falls photo is
I know.
prime.
Okay.
I know. That was definitely in my
Jessica?
top, I think. Oh my gosh. This is hard this week. I guess I'm just going to have to go with the church photo. I just thought that was a really cool.
Well, I was going to go with
Shot
Mike
of that.
Sargent's photo with the butterfly because that
Yes,
was
and that's,
crazy. but
you can't go wrong. How
since
do you choose?
we got to build some kind of consensus here, it seems like we all kind of like this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
This was like maybe our second favorite, at least for all of us. So that'll be the photo of the
Yes.
week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be this one, but there it is.
Yeah.
That
it's
was
just
tough,
really
toughest
unique.
week yet, I think, for picking
Oh, yeah.
photos.
For
I
sure.
agree.
I wish they could all win a top photo ribbon, but there can be only one.
There can be only one each week. Well, great photos, everyone. Thank you so much for sending them in. If you'd like to share your local photos from across the region, click the link in the Submit Content section at the bottom right-hand side of our homepage here at fingerlakes1.com. Or you could tag us on Instagram or send them to us on Facebook, whatever suits your fancy.
Imagine the thrill you'll get when you see your photo on this show, right?
Imagine. That's right.
Just don't send us anything too crazy and weird.
Or do it. We don't need to post it. We can always just look at it privately.
Yeah,
That's
and laugh at it. It's fine. It's totally fine.
All right. Well, I think we are on to sports, Jim. What is going on in sports right now?
A lot.
Yeah, it's
Um,
that time of year.
The Bills hit the road to face the Carolina Panthers at 1 o'clock on Sunday. That game's on CBS. The Bills are in first place, all alone in the AFC East right now.
Crazy.
So, but they'll be underdogs in this game against Carolina on the road. But if they can pull this one off, really really putting their best foot forward towards making the playoffs for the first time in 15 years. I think it's been 15, 16. It's been a long time. So
Too long.
So it'll be a good opportunity for the Bills, who beat the Jets last week, to start the season 2-0 if they can pull the upset. Syracuse football hosts the Central Michigan Chippewas at 3:30 p.m. inside the Carrier Dome. That game will be streaming live on ESPN3 via the ACC network, and that's a must-win. They lost last week to Middle Tennessee State, and their schedule is ridiculously difficult after this week, and so it's a must-win. It's a must-win. Cornell kicks off their season on the road against the Fighting Blue Hens of Delaware. That's a 3:30 kickoff in Delaware. The Ithaca Bombers will take on St. Lawrence at 1 o'clock on Saturday in the Liberty League opener. For the Bombers, homecoming weekend in Geneva, Hobart hosts Shenandoah University Saturday at 7 p.m. under the lights at Boswell Field. And speaking of under the lights, high school football this week has the Clyde Savannah Golden Eagles facing Red Jacket at 7 o'clock in Red Jacket. Now, why is that strange? Because Red Jacket's never had a night football game.
It's never happened.
They're bringing in lights for the game on Friday night, and this is probably the biggest rivalry game in Wayne Finger Lakes football, or just Finger Lakes football, I guess. They don't have a Wayne League. It's Finger Lakes East and West.
Yeah.
So that'll be pretty cool.
Huge.
Under the lights in Red Jacket. Marcus Whitman's at Minders at 7. Wayne at Waterloo at 7. At Tom Coughlin Stadium, come check out the fresh Prince of Ontario, Braden Zanilovic, starting quarterback for the Wayne Eagles. C.J. Finney is at Sodus Lions at 7 o'clock. Pelmax at Midlakes at 7 o'clock Saturday. E.R. Gananda at Geneva at noon. Rush Henrietta at Victor at 2. South Seneca Romulus T-Burg at Dundee at 1 o'clock. Newark at Penn Yan at 5 o'clock. And Canandaigua at Irondequoit at 7 o'clock. And the Yankees host the Baltimore Orioles for 3 games, Thursday at 7:05, Friday at 7:05, Saturday at 4:05, and Sunday at 1:05. That's 4 games, actually, not 3. Mets are in Atlanta to face the Braves Friday at 7:35, so don't tune in at 7:30. 7:35.
Got to wait until the exact moment.
Saturday at 7:10. Sunday, first pitch at 1:35. And the Yanks now dropped the game to Tampa last night. I think they're 4 games back of the Red Sox with about 18 left to go in the season. So big series against Baltimore this weekend at Yankee Stadium. That's it.
That's it for sports.
That's
what
it.
was
That's
the face
all.
about?
The face is about homecoming.
Oh.
How can you have
I
a
had a feeling.
homecoming game? Kids just went back to school last week, for God's sakes.
Yeah, but college has been in session for
Yeah, the college.
a few weeks longer.
They've been
right?
there for maybe a week or 2 longer. Yeah, I don't know when exactly Hobart started, but students got back before Labor Day, I think.
That still seems
usually end of August.
radically early.
Well, they're going to get good weather for it, so they made a good
That's
choice this
true.
year.
Yeah.
And, you look at the football schedule. I didn't, but Hobart might be on the road for the next 2 or 3 weeks. And
Yeah.
So it'd be a good time to go and watch
yeah,
in the Finger Lakes.
night game at Boswell Field.
It's good stuff.
So you could do that this weekend too.
Yeah,
One
there's
of
no
your
shortage of stuff to do this weekend. That's for
You
sure.
could wake up Saturday morning and not stop doing things until you go back to work on Monday.
And poof, there goes your weekend.
It's over.
But you might as well enjoy it while the weather is letting us get out.
I'm going
I
to
wanna go-
dinner at Rio Tomatlin on Friday night in Canandaigua. One of my favorites.
Ooh, one of my favorites too. It's so good.
And-
What do you get there?
Oh man, I haven't been in a while. I probably haven't been in almost a year. I'm sure I'll find something.
It's so fresh there.
Yes.
And then they own, the mother owns one in Sodus, is that right?
Correct. Right.
Yeah, and I heard that's outstanding too, but I have yet to make it over there for that.
Oh, and a little news too. If you're a fan of El Bajío Mexican restaurant in downtown Seneca Falls, they have a new website coming soon, so you'll be able to check out their
Very nice.
menu online.
Very nice.
And also, we're about set to launch the website for Bottomless Brewing, which I was just
nice.
out there this morning. We took a couple pictures to finalize things, and that's really cool.
It
That
is.
place is awesome. So if you're driving by this weekend, stop in at Bottomless Brewing
Yeah.
and taste a flight of beer.
Yeah.
They have a deck out front overlooking Seneca Lake. It's just down the road from Ventosa on East Lake Road, and it's a
Yep.
amazing old barn that they refurbished, and as part of it, they saved some of the artifacts that they found when they were restoring it. So it's almost like a mini museum experience as well. But
So
Yep.
cool. Yeah, and make sure to go upstairs because it's just, you go up there and you can't believe how big it is. It's really cool.
Yeah, the brewing apparatus actually comes up through the floor in the second floor. It's up.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
It's neat. Have you planned your wine tour on Cutica Lake yet?
I think it's
You said the date.
It's being planned. I'm not part of the planning. It's being planned on my behalf.
That sounds about right. That sounds like fun, though.
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, what are your plans? I'll be in Connecticut, so I won't be able to enjoy any of these fun events.
For the Connecticut version of the Vino and the Beast?
Yes. Yep.
How's signups?
Good. We're around 1,000, so.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good.
What town in Connecticut?
North Stonington. It's really neat. There's,
Sounds like a fake town in a book.
Yeah.
It looks like one because you drive along and there are all these stone walls all along the roads, and it's really pretty.
Old New England.
Little wine country.
1,000 beasts are about to partake.
1,000 beasts and beastettes.
And beastettes.
Are you golfing this weekend? No tournaments?
I will be golfing this weekend. No tournaments. I will be just relaxing. Maybe I'll sleep a little bit, enjoy some of my free time. I say that, and some breaking news will probably end up happening. And we'll have it first here at FingerLakes1.com because that's what we do.
I got some breaking news for you. Mums are in season. Go get your mums. I bought some mums over the weekend, last weekend.
Yep.
I love the mums.
How long does
I
the
do
mum
too.
season even last, though? Do they last into late October?
Oh, yeah.
If you don't cover them, the first frost will get them. But if you do cover them
They last
and
a
protect them
while.
from the frost, they'll last into November. And then even when they start to die, they look pretty still, kind of.
Yeah, they just dry out,
Yeah.
but they still look nice. I want to get the hanging baskets. I want 2 of them.
Hanging
But I
basket
want
with
them
mums
in the,
inside?
Yeah, because I keep finding them everywhere potted, but I want them hanging, and I want the purple ones. So if anyone knows,
Purple mums?
the bright purple ones.
Cassim
not the
Farms
dark
has
purple
about all
ones.
the mums you could ever hope for.
Yeah.
Who? Where?
Cassim
Cassams.
Farms, it's out there on, Tom.
96?
No, it's on one of the back roads between 414
It's on
and
Yellow
96.
Tavern Road.
Is it Yellow Tavern?
Yellow Tavern Road.
Oh, I have to
In
hunt them down.
Fayette, maybe. Just south of Seneca Falls.
Mm.
That's where I got my mums. I actually
Mumland.
went to a couple places that usually put them out, that are like little small farms, and they weren't there yet. So,
Okay.
so maybe they're not doing them at all. But I went to Cassim's. I think they were $6.50 each, maybe.
Seems like a fair price.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can also
how
find
market
them
is.
You can find them as low as like $3 a
Yeah.
mum. But these were nice big mums, so.
Sauter's always has really nice ones, too.
Yes, they do.
Big giant.
Not hard to find
No.
mums this time of year.
No. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoy the show, click like, share, or subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We'll be back next Wednesday. Until then, enjoy your September weekend here in the Finger Lakes. Bye-bye.